Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Bill Squire Show. I am your host, Bill Squire, and I'm here with AJ DiCosimo.
Hi.
And we have a big announcement about AJ. You are...
Gay. No.
Well, is that what you're... All right,
no.
well, all right,
Sorry,
well,
well,
he's
no.
fired. He can't stop fucking up my table.
No, I'm not. I'm not gay. But
No.
I don't. What's the announcement?
You're the co-host.
Oh, that's right. I'm the co-host.
You're
of
the
the show.
co-host of the show now. So
I'm here every week.
every week, you're here doing the show with me.
That's
and that's going to be very exciting.
I'm excited about it.
I think it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be fantastic.
I think we've had very good conversations together, and I think
we exchange good banter.
yes,
We have good chemistry
yes, very good
with each other.
chemistry.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say on that.
All right. Well, I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to be beneficial to you more than me.
Right.
Obviously.
Because I have you give me a reason to wake up in the morning.
I don't want to be your reason. I don't want to be your reason.
Well, you are.
Well,
I
honored.
found a reason for me.
Oh well, I
to
appreciate
change
it.
who I used to be.
And in slightly lesser news, this studio is going to go away because we're going to move downtown because iHeartRadio is moving downtown. If you haven't heard, so the Alan Cox Show is going to be downtown. All the other stations that are iHeart stations in Cleveland are going to be downtown, and this podcast is an iHeartRadio podcast, and so we're going to be using their state-of-the-art technology rather than this stuff that drops out every episode and ruins my life. And I'm sorry about last week's episode just kind of cutting off. It was just I was just like, we can try and keep going, and I was just like, fuck it.
Well, you know what? It just gives us a reason to start over new.
I don't know if I like you as the co-host.
And the reason is you.
All right, you're back. You got me. I didn't know you were doing Hoobastank, but you did Hoobastank.
I've been doing it since the beginning. Since we started talking, I said you give me a reason to wake up in the morning. I've been doing the lyrics.
I didn't know that was all.
Yeah.
I'm not that dialed into Hoobastank right now.
I'm a Hoobastank super fan.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm a Hooba fan.
let's start the show.
All right.
All right. Come on. Play me some music here. That's the whole idea behind that was to have a nice intro happen, and then it's not happening. All right.
Could you not get the rights to Hoobastank?
No, it's supposed to be my song,
Oh,
but it's not coming through. Why isn't it coming through?
you're asking all the right questions.
I am. But it's not coming through. It's playing on here now. Where is it? Why is it being weird?
You know, Bill, I don't think I like you as my co-host.
I'm the host.
Oh, shit. That's right.
You are my co-host. I am the host.
I'm messing this up already.
Well, yes, you are. But I'm messing it up even more because my thing isn't playing. All right, well, there it goes.
There we go.
But it's not. Hold on. There it goes.
This is the Bill Squire Show.
And now we can talk.
All right.
Nothing but smoothness on this show.
That's right, dude.
It's my favorite part.
It's like going through a smooth hike in the woods.
Yep. Nice smooth hike.
That's right.
That's like what everybody thinks about this show. That's what if go and leave a review on iTunes and say it's like a smooth hike in the woods.
It's like a quick little jaunt
Yeah.
in the woods.
That's exactly what
you
it
find
is.
a dead kid.
The smoothest of all smooths.
Yeah, that's really what the woods are good for.
All right, so if you're hiking through the woods,
all right.
you are. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. So we got people watching and commenting and stuff like that. You're hiking through the woods. You find an old person dead.
An old person.
Do you even report it or just go, oh, they're dead? They're gonna die anyway.
Should I be honest or be a comedian about it?
Well, this is a comedy podcast.
This is a comedy podcast. I report it.
You report it?
Yeah, I
So you want
report
the
it.
funny answer?
Yes.
I don't know if this is... yeah.
No.
I just want to keep you on your toes. I'm always
okay.
going to pretend like I'm firing you.
Okay.
But,
All right.
even though I'm not paying you.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
was
doing
just
this out
like,
of the goodness
I was
of
like,
my
I
heart.
think I'll be okay.
Yeah. A relaxing swim in the rapids, Tony says. Kev asked, so there's a lot of shoe drops this week. How many pairs of shoes did you buy this week?
I didn't buy any pairs of shoes.
Okay, I bought
this
4.
week. That's a lot of pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
That's like one every other day.
Yeah. So I got the
You
Reebok.
bought one shoe each day.
Basically.
That's right.
So I bought a pair of... Did I buy 4? Yeah, I think I bought 4. So I bought... There's a Air Jordan 1 that came out today. I'll actually pull it up. It's pretty good looking shoe. And I got one of those from Hibbett. So that came through for me. And I'm pretty pumped about those. We'll go with this one. Yeah, so if I pull this up over here, boom. Look at that guy.
That's a fantastic looking shoe.
So
That's great footwear.
it is great footwear. So I got that. And then I got the Reebok Pump that D. Brown wore.
Oh my god, you got a pair of pumps?
Yeah, they're coming tomorrow. I was hoping I had them today to wear them.
I thought you were getting like heels.
Oh no,
pumps.
no, not that. No,
I was
no.
like, you're
Reebok
correct.
Pumps because I'm trying to dunk.
Okay.
I'm
You
getting to the point.
could dunk in those heels.
Maybe.
You got nice calves for them.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
that's just my opinion.
But yeah, I got those, and those were tough. Those Jordans, those
Yeah.
ones were a tough one to get. Then I also, I think I did buy 5 pairs of shoes this week. So I bought a pair of Pumas that are somewhere in here, and then I bought these Air Max right here, and then I also bought a pair of Air Jordan 1 Lows.
Okay.
So I went.
Oh wow,
you
you went a little crazy.
I went a little crazy this week.
crazy this week.
So
Is
I had
everything
some-
okay?
No, never.
I was just like, are you shopping because something's going on?
Yeah, it fills the emptiness inside me
Okay.
till I get the next pair of shoes.
So it wasn't like an event.
No.
You weren't hiking through the woods and saw a dead old man.
Sadness that I have wanted that has been going on my entire life, and right now, I've filled it with food, I filled it with sex, I filled it with alcohol, and right now I'm filling it with it's filling with rage towards my dog that's scratching on the door.
Yeah.
Whoopsie's not being cool, but filling it with shoes this past year a lot.
Can I re-answer that question from earlier about I'm hiking? And
You're hiking, you
dead
find a
old man.
dog, yeah.
A
Or you find
dead old man.
dead old person.
I take his shoes and I give them to you.
I don't know if I want his shoes, because it's not just any shoes.
Oh, okay. They're special shoes.
Yeah, they have to be cool shoes.
But I feel like you're not getting a pair of shoes cooler than just like, hey, I found these at a dead guy in the park.
I think Michael Stanley just died.
The singer from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Alan just texted our group chat. Michael Stanley died. He was sick this week.
Oh my god.
Rest in peace, Michael Stanley.
Oh, poor Michael Stanley.
Yeah. So if you found Michael Stanley, no, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Not gonna go there. But yeah, that's a bummer. I think I was too young for Michael Stanley, but I'm very aware.
I know who he is.
I'm very aware of the impact that he had and that he was like a great artist. And then whenever I hear his music, I'm like, oh, this is really good. I know there's like people that are like, oh, he's kind of corny, like because he becomes the joke about being the rock star from Cleveland, but it's good music and
Yeah, it's not bad.
that's a
stuff.
bummer, man.
Yeah, it
That
sucks.
sucks.
That's
'Cause he wasn't
terrible.
super old. He was like,
I know he was sick for a while, right? Didn't he have cancer or something?
yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see how old Michael Stanley was. Michael Stanley. Oh boy, this is like just breaking because they don't even have it reported yet. Oh, there it is. Michael Stanley dead at 72.
Oh wow,
I didn't know he was that old. I thought he was younger, but that's a bummer.
that's sad. Mm-hmm. That's a drag.
Yep. Well, rest in peace, Michael Stanley. That's a weird way to start the show.
So, how about
You want to re-answer the question? Finding again a third time.
I would go up to him and I would say, "Hey, man, this town is my town."
That's good. Good job, man.
Yeah, thanks.
There's So those pumps. I'm all over the place right now.
You and the
I got
heels.
the pumps. The Reebok pumps.
Oh, okay.
That D Brown wore.
I didn't know Reebok made heels.
They're the basketball shoes.
Oh.
With the little
Oh,
pump
the little pump.
Yeah. And I got those on, like, they went on sale at midnight on Reebok.com, and it took forever, but I ended up getting a pair, so I'm really pumped about that. All right, enough of that. Whoopsie. How are you?
She's coming to offer her condolences.
Yeah, she was a huge Michael Stanley
Yeah,
fan.
I know.
She's
I knew that about her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she found that. I found that out taking when I was with her when she was taking her Myers-Briggs test.
What do you want people remember you for when you die? Michael Stanley's gonna be remembered as a rock star,
right? So, I don't know. I never really given that much thought.
I think for me, I just wanted to be like, well, he never molested kids.
Yeah, that's true. There's never been that accusation.
Bill Squire never molested kids.
That's
like,
true.
Why would you even bring that up? Nobody even accused him ever. But
right, but
I'm just reiterating.
Yeah,
never did that.
Well, we.
But the way you bring it up so often makes it seem like you're trying to cover something up. But I'm just saying he never did that.
Right, he never did that either.
Yeah.
And neither did you.
And neither did I. And
at
neither
all
did you, as far as I know.
Hey, whoopsie.
Yeah. As far as I know, you have not. So
as far as I know, I have not.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good person to consult with in that situation.
That's right. Don't ask me to be a witness.
Hi. I know you're very annoying. So yeah, let's talk about the Myers-Briggs test.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you want to talk about? Well, let's talk about the All-Star game a little bit first.
Okay. Why
Little
are they doing
stuff.
it? I don't know.
Why?
Yeah,
because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't.
The NBA
really...
All-Star game is the funnest of all the All-Star
games. Yeah, but
games.
that doesn't make it particularly that fun for me, anyway.
Well, I think having everything in the same night makes it way better.
Yeah.
So having
probably.
the 3-point contest before the game. I think are they even doing the skills contest this year?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they are, but they're not doing the Rising Stars game.
Okay.
I like everything about All-Star Weekend besides the All-Star game.
I love that they pick teams now.
See, I like the East versus West.
Oh, the picking teams is so fun.
Or have two people have Shaq and Kenny, or like Shaq and Kenny, or like Shaq and Chuck.
Yeah.
Draft a team, or have Ernie be a general manager and Kenny be a general manager, and then have Shaq and Charles be head coaches.
No, I think the way they do it now is good because then it creates drama amongst the players. Like Shaq and Kenny picking, they're like, they're out of the league. But like last year when Giannis didn't want to take James Harden because he's like, well, I want somebody that's going to pass, so I'm going to take another guy, not James Harden. And James Harden's like, what the fuck? I lead the league in assists.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then this year, them not taking Utah players until dead last. That was on purpose.
Why? Yeah, why? I think it's
why
funny.
they did that. Because they're just,
because it's the Jazz.
Because it's the Jazz, and also I think it's like just to kind of get in their heads a little bit, and then also I think kind of to stick it to Rudy Gobert, who was
who gave everybody coronavirus.
He started the coronavirus spread in the NBA. So.
Oh my gosh!
But then they got Mike Conley. He was named an All-Star because
for the first time.
14 years.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he up until this week
especially because DeMar DeRozan's having a better season.
But Mike Conley, first off, is incredibly deserving. But he's got to be the greatest player to never make an All-Star game. Right?
Until now.
Now.
Like Mike Bibby's one of those people.
No, but Mike Conley's better than Mike Bibby.
I know, but if you look at that list of people that never made an All-Star game, like
Jason Williams never made an All-Star game.
Yeah, but he was a fun player to watch, but he was never like a dominant player. He never led a team.
There was a year where he was really, really good. And he was borderline All-Star.
Right, but yeah, 1 year. But I'm talking like a guy like Mike Bibby was pretty consistent.
Right, but I mean, you could be an All-Star and not like Chris Middleton's an All-Star.
Yeah.
He's not dominating the league.
But that also, I think he's an All-Star because he's on a team that's dominating the league.
For sure, but I mean, when Jason Williams was playing, he was on those Kings teams with Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic, right? Wasn't he on those teams?
I think so, but I think he was but after their prime, or maybe a little bit before their prime.
Well, you had Well, no, Jason. There was Jason Williams first, and then Mike Bibby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like Bibby was the one that got them
maybe
to the point where they were like competing in the West.
Because he got hurt, right? Jason Williams.
I think
so. He got hurt.
But all right, who else is? I wonder who the other players are that never.
The great players never made the All-Star game. Mike Connolly's got to be up there. I mean,
well, now he's off the list because he made the All-Star game, so he doesn't have anything.
Well, he's not special anymore. Nothing makes Mike Connolly special,
right?
Anymore.
Now he's just a one-time All-Star,
right? Which that's absurd. He should have been an All-Star at least 3 times.
All right, best players to never make an NBA All-Star. Jamal Crawford, Monte Ellis, Derek Harper, Brent Barry's up there.
Yeah, Brent Barry.
I feel like Ron Harper never did either, and he was pretty good.
What about is Tayshaun Prince on that list? Did he make an All-Star?
He made it because there was one year where
there was four
or 5 of them.
Yeah, there were 4 Pistons man. Well, no, there was the one year it was Billups, Rip Hamilton. I sent you that video.
Yeah.
Ben and Rashid.
Marcus Camby never made an All-Star game.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy to think about.
Mike Conley now off the list. Jamal Crawford, he was such a good scorer.
Yeah.
Monte Ellis, Happy Hairston. Derek Harper. That's pretty crazy because Derek Harper was very good.
People
Harper.
forget how good Monte Ellis was.
Yeah.
He was really good.
I mean, that was like a point when they're like, well, maybe we'll cut Curry.
And then that would have been a huge mistake.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, right.
right. The Cavs would have had 2 rings.
Right.
At least.
That's true.
Cedric Maxwell. Andre Miller. That's crazy. I thought he had.
Wait, Cedric Maxwell never made an All-Star team. Huh?
Lamar Odom was never an All-Star.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. Sam Perkins, Drazen Petrovic, Isaiah Ryder, Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose never, huh? Arvydas Sabonis. Well, his son's been in there a couple times.
Well, Sabonis got here way late.
Yeah, he was. He's a very fun player to watch.
Oh yeah, are you talking about the dad?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if he would have came over, he would have been one of the most dominating centers that have ever played the game.
Yeah. All right. So enough basketball talk for now. Let's see if we got any comments here. I guess I don't have over 100 pairs of shoes yet. I might actually. I don't know. I guess Donnie Iris is the uncontested now in the great Cleveland-Pittsburgh High School Rock-Off. That's pretty funny. Shaq called the Kings the Queens, which is so simple, but it is funny.
That's right.
It is very funny. So we watched a documentary called Persona.
Yeah.
And it's about the Myers-Briggs personality test.
It was very unsettling.
What did you find so unsettling about it? First, do you know what your personality test type is?
Yes, I actually took this a while back. I'm an INTJ.
INTJ.
Yeah.
What is INTJ? Which one's that?
It's under a Taurus moon.
Is that a thing?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, I'm an INTJ. That's the architect, I think it was called.
I'm a campaigner, ENFPA.
Okay.
And so, but I feel like every time I take it, I get a different answer.
Oh, really? See, I've taken it a couple times. I get the same one each time.
Oh, good. You're consistent.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. Classic INTJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because I feel like I've gotten like INFJ, and it's just like, depending on my mood, I'm going to answer these things. And like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I feel very strongly about this right now. But sometimes I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to throw it in the middle somewhere.
I'm pretty consistent. Like I haven't really changed much since I was 14.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of like pretty much the same guy.
I'm so different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've had a lot of growth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whereas you,
I've stayed stagnant. I'm stuck in the past.
Arrested Development.
That's right. I'm an go ahead.
What'd you find unsettling about this?
The documentary? Yeah. Just how, and I don't want to, well, I mean, it's a documentary, so it's not like there's spoilers.
Right.
How companies and stuff use this, they will give personality tests and use like your answers that you give and make the decision on whether or not they want to hire you or fire you.
Based on those answers.
And you're getting a whole bunch of people who, like, in theory, like, maybe aren't as qualified for a job, but they're just not even getting shots.
Well, I think there's people that are getting shots that aren't qualified. I think that's what they completely missed in the documentary. Because they know how to answer the questions right, and they might not be the right person for that job. But I feel like when I'm, I remember when I would apply for jobs at like Target and Blockbuster in
What was
like
the
the
first
late
job
90s.
you've ever had?
I was a cage cleaner at a pet store when I was 14 years old.
Oh.
So they would make you sit and answer questions like this. And like, but you'd have to like do it at the store on like a little computer, and like you just hit agree, strongly disagree. And I feel like I did a pretty good job taking those, but it's one of those things
But that's the thing. You shouldn't feel like you did a good job taking a personality test.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Right,
that's the problem. It's just.
But also, I was gonna say, I guess I got hired a few times, so like it was just whether there's availability.
Oh, okay.
I tried to apply for a job at Blockbuster when they were on their way out, so they're like, "What are you doing? this store's gonna be closed next week. Never heard of Netflix, you idiot. we're done. We're not hiring people."
That's so funny. I found a video that I had that I never returned to Blockbuster the other day.
Oh, really?
At my house.
What was it?
It was Mortal Kombat.
Like the movie?
Yeah, the original VHS.
Oh man,
Mortal
that's a
Kombat.
great movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The only thing that it was lacking was the gore that you got from the video game. But like overall, for it to be like a video game movie
For what
made in the
it was,
90s,
yeah, it was.
they did a great
excellent.
job.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, not as good.
No, Mortal Kombat was fantastic.
Mortal Kombat.
And then Mortal Kombat Annihilation was better, but it was worse at the same time.
All right, explain.
Like it looked better.
Okay.
But it was the story. It just didn't make. If you
There was
asked
too
me,
much going on.
yeah, if you asked me what Mortal Kombat Annihilation was about, I don't think I could even tell you what it was about.
I mean, well, because the first one's the simple tournament. Have you seen the trailer for the new one?
Oh, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks very fun.
It looks awesome.
And it's got the gore that you want.
Yeah.
So, and Goro, for like that big animatronic monster that he was, like that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I like practical effects. I wish they'd do more practical effects. Anyway, back to personality tests.
Yeah.
So there's like these people that they keep failing these personality tests, and it's keeping them from getting jobs, and they might be qualified for those
them.
jobs, but they can't pass the personality test. And I think this happens to my daughter on a pretty regular basis because she just was diagnosed like light bipolar, I guess, and she's very in her head when she takes tests like this. So
well, you should be because it's when an employer is handing you this and you want a job, it's like the pressure's on,
right? And
it's just like I better fake my personality now.
But she's so honest that she can't fake it.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people are,
right?
Because it's like you're taking a personality test.
But are you also the best? Can you really assess your personality correctly? Because I think there's questions on there where you're like, yeah, I feel really strongly like this, and then if I was hanging out with like you or Mary, you'd be like, Bill, that's not you at all.
If
you are so the opposite of that. You just think you're that.
If you are honest with yourself, then you're the best person.
Okay.
If you can honestly look at yourself in the mirror and see you for who you actually are,
right,
and not have any delusions about who you are the best person to do it. Like I'll give you an example. Like you know me pretty well. I'm kind of like introverted.
Yes.
But I do stand up.
Right.
Which most people would think that's like an extroverted thing. But as someone who does it, it's an incredibly lonely experience.
Right.
To be up there by yourself and you don't see anybody.
You don't see anybody and it's all you and you have control, and that's what comes down to when you are introverted. It's you like to be able to control your situation as much as you can, because usually you're introverted because of anxiety and things like that.
But I would say I'm like an introverted person, but like other people who know me be like, AJ, you're not introverted. It's like you talk, you go on you do the podcast and you do stand up and you do all these things and you take opportunities. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean I leave a lot unsaid.
Right.
You know, and
that's kind of why I think these personality tests are so inaccurate. And also, like, the lady that designed them had a pretty wild past.
Yeah, that was pretty nutty.
Yeah, where they're like, so the lady that designed the Myers-Briggs test, or like came up with it, basically did it. She's like the L. Ron Hubbard of personality tests where she developed this for a book that came out in the 20s. And then
based after Carl Jung's studies.
Yeah, and
she was
but she
inspired
like
by that.
repurposed it into this personality test to make money. But originally, it was this book that she did where there was these people that were trying to figure out why they were committing crimes, and then
she was a mystery novelist before she did the Myers-Briggs test.
So she was writing this fiction book,
and the plot to the fiction book is
it's
all
so
these.
Bad.
It's so bad. Is all these suicides start happening?
Yeah,
and this is the plot to the mystery novel. Is all these suicides start happening, and these detectives are trying to figure out why all these suicides are happening. They come to uncover that
this is her real book. This is the personality test that like almost every company uses to decide whether or not you can work at their company is based off of this.
Is based off of a test developed by a woman who wrote this novel.
Yes.
And the reason why they're all committing suicide is because all the people who are committing suicide think that they have traces of African DNA in them.
And that's it.
That's it. That's the only reason.
And that's why they're killing themselves. They're like, and that's so
I know, and it's just like, yeah, we're going to use a test based off this woman's studies.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is how far we've come as a society, where in 2021, if you were to do Ancestry.com and see that in you'd be like, I got a little bit of black in me. This is great. I'd be thrilled about it. I'm so white.
I definitely have black in me somewhere.
Yeah?
Yeah, at some point. I just come from a part of my ancestry just comes from a part of the world
where that's going to happen.
Yeah, where that's going to happen.
We're just so English, and we're English, Irish, and German. So and then a little bit of Scandinavian. But it's it's so much English. They didn't go out.
Well, your last name's Squire.
Squire, but even on my mom's side, and then my grandma's side, it all my dad's mom had some German, but everybody else, my mom's parents, my dad's dad, everybody else.
How far back? How far?
1500s.
Well, no. I mean, how far back do you go in the States?
Mayflower.
Oh wow! Your ancestors came over on the Mayflower.
They all came over on the Mayflower, and I'm fucking furious about it because how do you come over here on the Mayflower and have no generational wealth? It's fucking stupid. The land was free. All you had to do was just be like, "This is ours now."
Yeah,
and you didn't do it because they were religious fanatics that kept following people, and then they became Mormon, and then they all went out west and still didn't grab a bunch of land out there.
Your ancestors were clearly INJPs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I would not hire them.
Yeah, I wouldn't hire them. Not for my company.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Wrench Wench, thanks for checking out the show. Thanks everybody that's been watching. This has been a pretty good episode so far, and it's still going live. So, yeah, check out that documentary Persona. It's very interesting, and it's kind of sad too. Because there's people that are going to Congress to try and get some rules changed because it's similar to when they used, which I didn't even know, but they used to have to take a polygraph test to work at a gas station.
Which I would not. If a company tried pulling that shit with me, I don't want to work there. Because I don't know what they're going to ask me.
Right.
And I don't know what I want to be honest about.
Yeah, right.
I like the fact that I could go through life and just lie intermittently
also the fact that a polygraph has never really been accepted as anything that you can use in a reliable manner.
No, for sure.
It's never been admissible in court, I don't think.
I can't say. I don't know if it has been or not.
Maybe at some point because there was some, but it's always been pretty shoddy science.
Yeah.
Because people get nervous when you're asking questions in one-on-one. But we'd finally get to the true answer of what you'd do if you found an old person on a smooth hike.
I'd take his shoes and give them to you, and you'd tell me to take them back, and then I would return them.
I don't want these dirty old man shoes.
You'd be like, "Do you have a receipt?"
All right. You ever feel weird things and you don't know how to describe it?
Yes, all the time.
All the time?
There's not a day that goes by where I don't have a weird feeling about something.
All right, so I sent you these 23 emotions that people feel but can't explain. And you said there was you relate to all of them.
Well,
but
that was more of a joke.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 on there that, well, 4.5 because one of them.
Let me bring this up real quick. Let me clear out all these other things so people know what they're looking at.
Are you pulling it up on the screen there?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I feel a few of these pretty hard.
All right. So the first one we'll go with. Which one do you feel like you feel the most?
A monochopsis.
Monochopsis.
That's the third one there.
Third one. Okay. Monochopsis, the subtle but persistent feeling of being out of place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if that's you don't need the word monochopsis.
It's just I feel out of place.
Yeah, I feel out of place.
Well, I guess that's one word condensing what it all means.
Yeah, what it all.
But that's a consistent thing. Like I always feel like I'm not.
Is that
I don't belong
similar
there.
to what's that? Imposter syndrome.
No, I wouldn't. Well, I have that too. Because, like, you know, like how many times
tell
have
you, it's not. You don't. You are an imposter.
That's right. I'm just pretending. I'm not even AJ. I stole his.
No,
identity
you've
a long
actually
time
been
ago.
AJ since you were 14.
No, I've been AJ since I found that dead old guy in the park, and I assumed his identity.
No, monochopsis. Yeah, that one's the subtle but persistent feeling of being out of place. That's.
Yeah.
I feel that a lot. You know what helps with that?
What?
Drinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing that.
Yeah, it really makes me feel much more comfortable when I'm in almost too comfortable sometimes.
What's the other one that I feel? The Jouska?
Which one?
Number 9.
Number 9. Jouska, a hypothetical conversation that you compulsively play out in your head.
Yeah.
Man, I did this. I still do this.
Oh, I do it all the time.
And then sometimes I'll be having that conversation in my head, and I'll be walking around, and then I'll say something that I'm like trying to emphasize out loud.
Oh, yeah,
and I'll
dude.
just be like, and that's that.
Oh, dude, I'll
And
be
people
in
are like,
a
what
car.
are you doing?
I'll be in a car and I'll say things like, "Oh, I hope they say this because if they say that, I'm coming back with this, and if they don't say that and they say this, I'm coming back with something else."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So
it's insane.
So I was a big fan of Opie and Anthony when they were like first on XM satellite radio, and I would listen to them while I was like doing stand-up comedy. So I was driving so much, and I would listen to their radio show, and I would play out what I would say if I met them, like how how the conversation would go, how I could lead them into things that are interesting about me that I think they would enjoy. And man, like I had like whole, not just conversation, like friendships built.
Oh wow.
In my head, and
that's a little crazy.
Yeah, well, but when you're that alone,
yeah, that's true.
You're just like
you start to make things up.
You kind of make things up, and you're just kind of it's just like a fantasy thing. And I knew they weren't real, but it was just like one of those things where I'm like, and then I said this and this, and it's one of those things that happens when you're driving for a long time and your mind's just wandering, and you go, oh, I haven't even been listening to the show that has been
because
on.
I've just been pretending to be their friend,
be on the show with them and like chopping it up and be like, oh, they definitely would have laughed at that.
That's right. Your imaginary friends are 2 people that actually existed
that I've actually met too.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
But I just that I would do that a lot when I first started doing stand-up comedy because I was just kind of monochopsis at that point in my life.
You're monochopped.
Yeah, I was monochopped.
The other one, the half of one. Remember I said I had 4.5. The half of one that I kind of feel is number 8.
All right.
I don't even know how to say that.
That one is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just see if I can zoom in.
Mauer. Trower.
Mauerbauer. I was gonna like learn how to say all these, and I'm like, wait, that wouldn't be as fun as trying to. No. Mauerbauer Traurig Kite. Mauerbauer Traurig Kite. Kite. I think it's kite. Kit.
Okay, so
Dude, I definitely relate to this one.
I don't like.
So
go ahead.
It's the inexplicable urge to push people away, even close friends who you really like.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing with you, where you're here, you're helping me do my podcast.
I thought you were like, I'm going to
fire you. And because I can't let you get too close. Because I'm Mauerbauer Trower Kite.
Yeah, you're ing me.
Yeah.
And No, like, okay, so I don't really like, if I like somebody, I will have them near, like, we talk a lot. I would say we're pretty good friends, but I don't like, I have a weird thing with pride.
Yeah.
Like when people like become proud of me, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and they like start talking about, I'm just like,
well, so, I went through, my girlfriend just got a raise and a promotion at work, and I told her I'm proud of her, and she's like, well, they offered it to me a long time, I just finally took it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm proud of you finally making a decision. Like that's what I'm proud of. And like, I know you've done the work, this is the payoff for doing that work. And she's just like, I'm like, just
take it.
Yeah,
just take
and I'm the same way though. Like I can't.
Yeah, whenever people start like talking about me like in a positive way, it makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Like after shows last week at Hilarities, some dude was like, "Dude, you're so funny," and then I was like, "Thank you so much." And then he's like, "No, dude, you're like the best."
I know, and then like, they get like really,
and I was like, "I know, thank you." And I didn't even say I know. I'm like, I just kept saying thank you. I appreciate that, but like at some point, like you're just saying the same thing again and again, and I don't know, like. I don't know what to add to it anymore. Where I'm like, do you want to hear some bad things about me just so we can even this out? Like, I'll tell you.
You know what's like really crazy is when like it was like you'll be doing stand up and then like a younger comic comes around and they'll be like, oh my god, and they're like really into you.
Yeah,
and they're like giving you the eyes.
Well, a situation like that, there's a local comedian named Brett Thomas.
Okay.
And he's kind of an awkward dude, very, very funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's so funny, but he's also very young. And so on his 21st birthday, he got real drunk. And he's the sweetest kid, and he just comes up to me and goes, "You know, Bill, you're really cool." Like, you're really cool.
Brett,
like, I think you're such a cool guy. Like, I appreciate you being cool. And I was like, thanks, man. That means he's like, no, thank you. And it was like the sweetest thing where I think that was the first time that I was complimented in that way, where I wasn't even uncomfortable because I was like so proud of him because I knew that wasn't easy for him to do.
Oh, it's a hard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for genuine human connection. Like actual like real like thing. Like when you and I run into each other out and about. Like the most recent was at Chipotle.
We were at Chipotle.
And you were like, "Hey, Bill." Here, go ahead.
So I see AJ. He's doing DoorDash, and I'm just picking up my food, but they're a little behind because it was like a dinner rush. And I took a Snapchat of you and sent it to you, and then you're like looking around, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I know. I'm like, where's he coming from?
But you also had like a hunch that I was around.
That you were around.
Yeah.
And then I went up to you.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, man. You were like, hey, man. Yeah. And we just like stood there just looking at each other.
Well, I just wanted my Chipotle. Because it's also like one of those situations like we're in masks. There's like some sheepish Chipotle employee like calling out people's orders. Be like, Elizabeth, will you have your food?
Right.
And so I didn't want to like overly...
be excited because we are in a pandemic.
Yes, yeah. So,
but I mean, that's like how I am with everyone. It's just like I'll be really excited, and then I'll get to the place. I'm like, yeah, and I just kind of stand there. I don't say anything.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like human. Like what do we talk about now?
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's just like do you have small talk? I think there's some people that are good at it, but there's other things, and it's also just seeing someone when you're kind of caught off guard. You're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Why are you here?
Oh, yeah, and then we talked about basketball a little bit, but
yeah. All right, here's a couple that I related to a lot. This is number 16. I should probably put us back on the thing, so we'll get back to that. Exulansis, the tendency to give up trying to talk about an experience because people are unable to relate to it.
Okay.
I have that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where like sometimes I'll be trying to explain something, I'm like, yeah, people aren't gonna relate to this, and even if they are, I just go, I'm not even gonna bring it up.
Mm. Well, that must be a pretty good tool for stand up, like to keep in the back of the head where you kill a bit that just wouldn't work outright. Yeah. So I mean, you probably
here's an example of that where I thought that I had this really funny bit about being a middle child, and it was just really disturbing.
Oh, really?
Because like, and I was like going over the top with it. Like, this is not really what was happening. But it's like, yeah, as a kid, because I was a middle child, I'd kill frogs. And it was just, and people are like, what? I'm like, so it's a good thing I'm doing comedy and not killing people.
Right,
but it could have gone that way.
But all of the middle children out there could relate. There's just not a lot of them. To be a middle child, you have to have at least more than one sibling.
Yeah. But I think it could have been relatable. I just think I used a very poor example.
Oh, that you used to kill animals.
In the woods, like
animals.
And the true story of it is, I wasn't like, my brother would kill them. He'd like shoot. We had a BB gun, and he'd shoot frogs.
Bill.
Yeah. So he's the psycho.
Wow.
But
Wait, hold on. But what? Why did you try to claim responsibility for killing?
Because I thought
frogs?
It might make me. I don't know.
Oh, for the bit?
Yeah.
Oh, you just did it for the bit.
For the bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So you weren't actually trying to kill the frog. Your brother.
My brother killed the frogs.
But you were just claiming that for the bit.
For the bit, I was claiming it. But really, what it was like, I was actually really disturbed by it. But it's like, this is my older brother.
He kills frogs.
This is what you're supposed to do. And
yeah, you just kill
like
frogs with
a
your brother.
boys being boys thing. But like, if I were to bring that up, people would be like, oh no, that's kind of like, you catch frogs.
Right, and then you let
frogs
them go.
One thing.
I've never killed an animal.
Yeah, well, that is.
I've
had one of my jobs as a kid was to bury animals because they'd get into our trash. My dad would put them, like, they get caught in this trap, and then my dad would shoot them, and then I'd have to bury them before I went to school.
You Mormons.
Just, it's country, man. It's country stuff.
Man.
And that's why, like, when people are like so proud to be like, we're from the country, blah blah blah. Like, there's that video of Wyatt Teller.
Yeah, like carrying the alligator.
And I'm pretty sure it's a dead alligator, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's dead. And like, people are like, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, that's fucked up to me. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. That made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. All right. Number 13, ellipticism.
I have that one too.
Ellipticism. A sadness that you'll never be able to know how history will turn out.
I sit down and I think sometimes, I'm like, I'll never listen to the greatest album ever made.
Yeah.
Because there's no way.
Maybe you already have.
Yeah, maybe I already have, but like, there's got to be something that tops it at some point.
But that's something that's subjective too.
Right. Well, I mean, so there are some things that are just objective. Like Sgt. Pepper is great, whether or not you're a Beatles fan or not. It just is.
Yeah, but if
Thriller is great.
Right, and it's great, but doesn't mean it's great to me.
Right, but I mean, like, you could look at art objectively and be like, even though it's not for me,
yeah,
that's great. You could recognize greatness, even if you don't like it.
But I wouldn't put those as the greatest album of all time on my list, because like, I would get bored listening to them.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a subjective list and then there's an objective list, right? Like, I don't like the Eagles.
But when it comes to art, though, like, I can't. Like, when people are like, oh, what's your favorite movie of all time? Or like, what's the greatest movie? And this is why I hate award shows and stuff like that, where they'll be like, oh, this, if Leonardo DiCaprio winning for The Revenant, Best Actor, that's the only movie you saw him in, you'd be like, okay, why did he win an award for this?
Right. I mean, he was just cold fighting bears.
He was cold in fighting bears. Yeah. And like, there's not much dialogue. He had to do some physically challenging stuff, but that doesn't make you a good actor.
No,
he's not telling a story through his emotions or anything like that. He's just struggling the whole time. And so,
but it's voting. Like, there's a body that votes
right,
for these things.
But that's what I'm saying. Even with the way you're talking about Sgt. Pepper's and stuff like that, you can go, yes, they did all these things, and it's this album but then I still listen to it and go, bah.
Right. Well, I understand. Like, but you separate the subjectivity from the objectivity. Like, you could look at Sgt. Pepper and be like, "This is significant for these reasons."
Right.
And it's more significant than one of the albums that are on my list.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
I get that. Yeah. I get like, and that's okay. You did a good job of explaining that, so I get that now. All right. Notice Tolan's. The realization that the plot of your life doesn't make sense to you anymore.
Is that what you have?
I don't think I have that one.
Oh, okay.
I think that's.
There's.
Did you have one more?
Yeah, the Opia. That's
number 2.
Yeah.
So you got a lot. Opia is the ambiguous intensity of looking someone in the eye, which can feel simultaneously invasive and vulnerable.
Yeah, like I'm just I don't want to look at you in the eye. Like
I get that.
I'm like I don't.
I think that's our. We're a little on the spectrum. I think
Yeah.
both of us are.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just makes me so wildly uncomfortable.
All
I
right,
just think
let's
it's invasive.
Just look at me in the eye for as long as you.
This is really uncomfortable. I don't want to do this
seconds.
anymore. Like we're falling in love, dude. Like that's what I think we just fell in love with each other.
Oh, maybe we did.
Maybe we did.
Maybe we did. But you know what? I'm falling in love with this stream today because it actually worked. So that's good. Truth time. Scott asks, "Who's more awkward, Brett or Stripper Scott?"
Stripper Scott.
You think so?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah. Brett gets on stage and talks to people, even though I just said that that's not really a extroverted thing.
You never killed a fish? Freddie wants to know.
No, I know.
You never killed any animals? Not with your car or anything by an accident?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ran over a skunk once.
So this is my co-host, H.A.
I'm an
DiCosimo,
animal murderer.
The liar. I don't mind that you murdered an animal. I just wish you had been truthful about it. If you had taken the polygraph test like I wanted you to.
I didn't consider accidents. In that case, I've killed a few people.
Freddie came in a little late and he's like, "What is this? Alan Cox Daily Word Enhancement Program?" Because they're trying to say all these wild words, but I think they're interesting. And I'll put that on my story.
How you feel about things.
Yeah.
But no, like the history thing.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, there's so much stuff that
so-
I'm never going to know.
Right.
I'm never going to know what happens after me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a believer in life after
Death.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't, because, and I'm just like, what? Everything that is going to happen after I'm here, all the historical significant events, all the milestones in culture, and all that stuff, I'm not going to be around to experience.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Think about like what, I don't know, some person in
Well, it's like
Rome
you said, like
missed out on that died. And
they didn't even have podcasts.
I know. Like, how did they? Their podcast was, we're gonna go outside into an auditorium and talk.
Someone's gonna talk, and we're gonna listen, and we're gonna go with that. All right. I'm pretty happy with this episode. How do you feel about it?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with it. Well,
good
thank
with
you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and check out the Bill Squire Show
Is the Bill Squire Show.
on all the different apps, and give me as many. Just listen to it again and again and again on all the different apps. And then in October, we'll be in the new studio downtown. AJ is going to be with me every week, and that's that.
And before we go, I just want to let all you guys know, like, I'm not a perfect person. And I never meant to do those things to you.
If we get flagged because you did so much Hoobasting, because you're so close to sounding just like them,
We're going to get flag-a-stanked.
yeah.